The Amherst Township Trustees called to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Abraham?
Here.
Lynch is here. Urick?
Yes.
All right, we know that Fiscal Officer Chris Kish is not here this evening, as she told us at the last meeting she wouldn't be.
Okay, would you like me to read the minutes then, Neil?
Yes, please, David.
September 10th, 2024, regular meeting of the Amherst Township Trustees. Meeting called to order at 7:03 p.m. by Lynch. Pledge to the flag. Roll call. Abraham, Lynch, Urick, Kish present. Additional attendees: G. Lynch, K. Schmarsh, S. D'Ambrosio, L. Ashley, and Deputy Fuller. Motion 9-1-24 made by Lynch, second by Abraham. Approve the August 27th, 2024 regular meeting minutes as presented. Roll call, all ayes. Okay, there should be ayes in there. There should be roll call, all ayes. Okay, fiscal officer noted that we did receive remittance of the property taxes exempting parcel number 05009064000054 for 3 years. The amount received was $1,197.16. Motion 9-2-24 made by Lynch, second by Urick. Approve the financial reports and payment of items on the payment listing as presented with reservations. Roll call, all ayes. Audience concerns, none. Correspondence. Trustee Lynch noted that we will keep the item regarding the fraud reporting and training from the Ohio Auditor of State, Keith Faber, for all township employees open until we have 100% completion. Fiscal Officer Kitch will stay on top of sending out periodic reminders to complete this training. The training needs to be completed by 9/28/24. Fiscal Officer noted that we are down to one individual that needs to complete the training. All paperwork is in for everyone else. Lastly, Trustee Lynch reported the Sandstone Joint Ambulance District meeting will be held on November 7th, 2024 at 11 a.m. at the Amherst Fire Station. Reports, Sheriff, no report, but she will be checking on the parking issue on Old Middle Ridge that was reported at the August 27th meeting. Zoning, 89 total permits to date, 18 new construction, 9 commercial, 1 pond, 7 signs, 2 garages, 7 decks, 5 pools, 9 patios, 20 accessory buildings, and 11 fences and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh, no, that partridge in a pear tree is not part of that, but 11 fences is. Okay, motion 9-3-2024. Motion by Lynch, second by Abraham. Motion to revise building official agreement for enforcement of the Ohio State building codes except 1, 2, or 3 family residential. Roll call, all ayes. Road Park Cemetery. Superintendent Schmarsh reported that the cemetery fence that was damaged by a storm was repaired. Playground equipment has been replaced and repaired as needed. Winding down some roadside mowing. OPWC Middle Ridge project is completed, and he received several calls from residents with compliments on a good job. There was a maintenance issue with one of the dump trucks, but it is repaired. There is a problem with our generator, and it is being looked at this week. Motion 9-4-24 made by Lynch, second by Abraham. Motion to Amherst Township Middle Ridge Road Park and Middle Ridge Road Park and Oberlin Road Soccer Field lease agreement with Amherst Youth Soccer Association. Okay, roll call, all ayes. Okay, Township Administrator, Medicare open enrollment, October 15th. There have been some changes to plans, so she was encouraging those on Medicare to contact her or their insurance agent. Working on contract and zoning compliance letters. There has been an uptick on pavilion reservation. We were not awarded the cemetery grant that we applied for being handled by the designated individual. Complaints being handled by the designated individual. Trick or treat will be held on Sunday, October 27th, 2024, from 1 to 3 p.m. in Amherst Township. The next regular scheduled meeting will be Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, at 7 p.m. at the Amherst Township Hall. Motion 9524, made by Yurg, second by Abraham, to adjourn at 9:44 p.m. Roll call, all ayes.
Other than the two corrections that David read into the minutes with the ayes at the motion 9-1 and 9-3, are there any other corrections for the September 10th meeting minutes? If not, can I have a motion to... Ready, David, or is there something
Just
coming?
9-4, it's a little vague. Motion for Amherst Township, Middle Ridge Road Park and Oberlin Road Soccer Field lease agreement with Amherst Youth Soccer Association. Enter into.
Yeah, there was a prepared resolution for that.
Okay, well, this should be in, it's part of the minutes, no?
Yeah, so what do you want?
Just put C addendum down there, I guess.
Yes.
Addendum. Okay, so I have 3 corrections. The 2, 9-3, and 9-1 should be roll call, all ayes, and 9-4 should say C addendum.
So you're making the motion to approve the September 10th meeting minutes with those 3 corrections?
You know, I think I am. Yes, I am.
All right.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, roll call, Urick,
Yes.
Abraham,
Yes.
Lynch is yes. Just bear with me because I've got to take minutes for Chris. Okay, Chris has provided the financial reports in front of you, along with the payment listings. Total payments since our last meeting is $49,253.67. And the largest single payment is to Crossroads Asphalt for the township's contribution for the resurfacing there of Middle Ridge from Quarry Road to the Piles South Amherst intersection. We've also got the revenue for month-to-date is $70,681.45, bringing the total year-to-date revenue to $572,697.74. Total expenditures are $1,091,103.68. So we'll deal with, are there any questions on the financial reports or the payment listing?
No, I will make a motion that we pay the bills with reservation,
I'll second that motion.
accept the financial reports.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call, Urick,
Yes.
Abraham,
Yes.
Lynch is yes. Okay. You also have the credit card detail report in front of you. You got total expenditures will be $484.09. You can see there was one error correction made on there, but there's been receipts for every one of the charges that were made since the last meeting.
Presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the August 2024 credit card account transaction detail as presented, and that has been reviewed per policy. is accepted as presented, subject to investigation.
I'll second that
Okay.
motion.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, roll call, Lynch is yes. Abraham?
Yes.
Euring?
Yes.
If you're keeping track, David, that's 9-8.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone in attendance. If you have anything to bring before the trustees, raise your hand. Okay, we'll move on then. Okay, correspondence, David?
I have nothing to bring forward at this time.
Okay. Denny?
Nothing.
Okay, well, we'll cover complaints because we did receive several complaints when we get to that section of the agenda. We also just received today, but Chris will be getting it, we pay that annual amount of, now it's just $250 annually to have access to all of the training that's provided by the Ohio Township Association versus each individual employee paying each time we would go through with a training session. We found out this is definitely saving us money by paying the annual subscription amount. The OTA sent out an email notice this morning that that will be sunsetting. It doesn't automatically roll over. There will be an invoice sent to the fiscal officer, so then Chris will actually be presenting that bill to us for the 2025 program year soon.
But it's going to be the same as this year. The blanket.
We're still good through December. And now what they did add, David, next year, they will include, as part of that subscription, all of the training sessions that occur at the OTA's winter conference also. Okay. Put a note down for Chris. Okay, and then Chris has a note that in the absence of the fiscal officer, Trustee Lynch is to report that all fraud reporting and training from the Ohio Auditor of State, Keith Favor, for all township employees is now 100% complete. I will take that off the agenda. And also is as I reported at the last meeting, is the Sandstone Joint Ambulance meeting was changed to be November 7th at 11 o'clock a.m. So it was a time change there.
You're going to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will be there, and hopefully Dave Freeman will be there also. And I've got another individual that I'll bring before you guys. You know, technically I can just appoint him. I'd like to present it for you guys as far as a third, since the bylaws were changed. We now can have 3 representatives from each community. Okay, sheriff's not here. Zoning inspector's not here. I do have, under zoning, is a reconsideration of the resolution 9324 regarding the revised building official agreement that we passed at the last meeting. Recall there were quite a few changes that were done here for that agreement. Specifically, the $20 per permit fee was changed from being paid to the fiscal officer to go to the general fund. On insurance liability and hold harmless clause were to be added as recommended by the Ohio Township Association Risk Management Authority representative, and the building official would be reporting to the zoning inspector and administrate the township's building department per the Ohio Building Code. Well, after presenting this agreement to Tom Horseman, who is our current building official, and it's gone back and forth, and he was checking on the cost increase, the insurance liability per incident to $7 million. He has come back and said he'd like to keep that at $2 million per incident because of the significant cost increase. I don't see that as an issue since this is a new addition. We had nothing in the previous agreement. So with this resolution, you have a prepared resolution in front of you, is just doing just that. It's just changing Section 2 of the agreement to set the insurance limit to be $2 million per incident. Also keep in mind in the over almost 25 years of a building official, we've had 0 claims in that time. I'll make this motion to bring this to the floor.
I'll second it.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, roll call will be Lynch, yes. Abraham?
Yes.
Urick?
Yes.
And I do have 2 contracts that I'll need you guys to sign before you leave this evening.
This is
What is
9-4.
that resolution number?
That's-
9-4?
Yeah, you guys, I think David's already got it, but I'm catching.
No,
No,
9-9.
9-9, exactly.
9 looks like a 4. Everything looks like everything else.
9-9.
Yes,
9-9.
9-9. Good thing that there's not a lot on the agenda, because taking these minutes makes it cumbersome. Nine. David, here's the 2 agreements for you to sign. If you can return those to me when you're done. Okay, and also under zoning is, keep in mind at the first Tuesday in October, the zoning commission will be having a site plan review for the Amherst Exempted Village School District transportation garage on the east side of Dewey Road. They also, if they have the information back from the Lorraine County Planning Commission, they will be holding a public hearing on the zoning text changes that the trustees initiated previously for our zoning resolution. So those will be the 2 key items that we're aware of at the next meeting. Fire Prevention Officer Chris Nyhart.
No report.
Okay. Roads, Parks, and Cemetery Superintendent Marsh.
I don't have nothing really to report. All regular maintenance has been going smooth. The generator was checked out by the Generac technician, and he believes it was just a condensation problem in the oil. But we have our eyes on it, and we're, keeping track of it. So should be good to go.
But it's all working, and
It's all working.
Kevin, I did want to, for stormwater, at the stormwater meeting last Thursday, is they provided copies, just paper copies of this time, of the community grants for 2025, which will be due by January 31st of 2025 if we're going to apply. There was one key change in that application, is they added an additional page for a listing of the property owners, that if the property owners agree to a permanent easement, and we list them all down there, those grants actually, which you expect they'll be approved if the financials are there, will move to the front of the line. What's happening here is the county commissioners had also given some of their ARPA money to the stormwater district, since that's specifically listed as an ARPA use, but they where they thought they were going to get through a lot of these projects quickly, which they have, we're trying to complete by the end of 2026. It seems like there's quite a few, they may have, 20, 30 property owners, but there always seems to be one that becomes an obstacle and holds it up. And so what they don't want to do is miss that time deadline for the expenditure of those funds. So right now, you can move up in front of the line, so to speak, if you've got a project that can move quickly. And I think I'll cover it now, even though it's under complaints. I didn't copy all the complaints for tonight's meeting because there were multiples there. You saw we had 2 people at the last meeting, but when they realized on what it could be addressed, they decided to leave, and they've since then filled out the formal complaint. I assume you probably talked with them about that.
Yes, I did.
Let them know. And I don't know who organized it, but they did a nice job of getting all the property owners. But this was previous to the Stormwater District meeting, where I found out they're changing this. But we've had, I can just read off the names here. It was, I'm just going to read the last names. Kiefer, Dietrich, Thompson, Engel, Leone, and Hood all signed the complaints because of the flooding that's occurring there. With the work that you and Russ have done this year, where we got that temporary easement from the one property owner, that'll probably eliminate, the flooding over of Stang Road for the most part. But since it didn't go all the way to the Engel ditch, that's their concern. It's still flooding property, and they've got some of that is used for ag use there, and then the rest is just the property owners just to have access to their property. I want to discuss with you what your thoughts are, but this is one, if they agree to a permanent easement, and I don't know if they'll get more skittish with that, is we obviously can get the additional funding here, albeit we'll probably have to bid it out versus doing it in-house, and get that project done in 2025. So that's, I don't know what your thoughts are, or if you really want to think about that.
I could talk with Bill. He's pretty much the leader of the pack, and he can,
It's wonderful that he's doing that.
yeah, he can then, question that,
Okay.
go door to door, or phone call to phone call, and I could, give him that information. I could pass that on. He also, since they've made the complaint for him, he does kind of have a little bit different outlet that could possibly happen with a friend, and just kind of property owners taking care of that problem.
Yeah, the thing is, property owners change. That's the issue you run into.
I'm saying the problem right now, they're thinking about just taking care of doing the work themselves. But I'll definitely bring that up to them.
Yeah, if you bring that up to them, that just gives them the ability to do it where they don't have to go out, since Bill has the equipment, not everybody does. But anything that changes, now the county will put it on regular maintenance, okay, and keep it clean, and it'll just be a phone call from that point forward. But it's just having, identifying the 20-foot along the ditch so that they can bring their equipment in. I mean, they're not taking any property or doing anything. They just want to make sure that, how it was this year, we had to go and get a property owner to sign a temporary easement, which takes time and running them down just so that we could get equipment on. With the permanent easement, it would be recorded. There'd be no expense to the property owner for getting that recorded, but then as things, back up, as they will, the county can just come in and clean it out.
Sure.
Okay, and they can also, like all the cattails and the other mess that are there, they can, knock that down every year so we don't get, trees and the heavy growth going in there. Okay?
I'll talk to them about it. Heck,
Okay.
they might even have it done, as in the problem right now, finishing out the ditch, so.
Okay,
I'll talk with them tomorrow.
okay, good.
And that just should drain into that section that was cleaned down.
Yes,
And once that does, that should run pretty well.
yes.
I know there's still water in that section of Stang Road, that middle section there.
Yeah,
The ditches still remain high and whatnot, so.
there's a couple of trees down that started causing all the problems. Got it to that point, to where now it can kind of leach and find its way around. But from the ditch, the angle ditch to that middle section, that's what needs to be done.
You said there's some trees down there?
Yeah.
Well, well, we'll talk about that later, but if you're going to talk with Bill, if he's heading it up, just so he knows the options,
Yes,
if you get those permanent easements, get on the county, now we know it's the county's responsibility. Any property owner can handle it with a phone call. But if the property owner, if they want to take care of it themselves, they can too. But property owners change, or you get a property owner disagreement,
yeah.
it's done, and then there's always a concern with the liability issue. Okay, and then I got the one, it's not a formal complaint in writing, but a resident called that there was a utility pole hit on the intersection of Middle Ridge and Hidden Valley and Oakland Road. First Energy's come out, they've replaced the pole, but as you've also seen on Oakland Road, they just moved the electrical lines and took out the bottom of the pole, and the remainder of the pole is being suspended by cable and phone lines. So I sent information to First Energy. I'm just not sure if they've already contacted someone to see, have they contacted anybody? When are they going to move the lines? And if not, who they generally contact to do that? Because I don't know who they leave that up to. I would assume the utility takes care of that, making those contacts.
Middle Ridge and Oberlin, is this right up here?
Yeah.
Or- Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said Middle Ridge, Oberlin, and Hidden Valley.
Okay,
I
Hidden
think I
Valley.
mentioned all three, so you get the right one. Okay?
My bad.
Yeah, it'll be, David, on the southwest corner. So there was a motor vehicle accident that, broke the pole. So First Energy is now
They
put up a new pole.
in.
They took out the bottom portion of the pole, so now the remainder of the pole is suspended.
It's just kind of like hanging from wires.
Yeah.
Okay, what they're, okay. We really know about it, they had to put a new.
Well, they
pole
put a
in.
new pole in, but I sent information to Nick Costaros, who is the government affairs rep for First Energy, as to all the questions I just mentioned. Okay? So I'll just, between Kevin and I, will get that one done. But, that was after this agenda was printed.
Oh,
Okay, and Chris also wanted me to reiterate that Trick or Treat will be held on Sunday, October 27, 2024, from 1 to 3 p.m. in Amherst Township.
Is that the last Sunday?
Yes,
That's the last Sunday.
last Sunday, just as we've typically done for many years here. And that's everything that we needed to cover. Are there any other items for your areas of specific responsibility you need to bring forward?
No, I would ask the three gentlemen out there if they have anything. Do you have anything?
Your
No?
utility pole issue, a lot of times we have the same thing in the city. Ohio Edison might own the pole, and they rent space on there to the cable, all these different cable companies, telephone companies. Edison will put the pole up, take care of their electricity, they leave the rest of it hang until those people can come out and transfer their wires from that broken pole onto the new pole. And there's some in the city that they've been like that for a year.
well, my next question would be on that pole, are the electric wires hooked up then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The electric wires, but the others aren't.
right. The other ones
Sounds
are
like
owned by,
that's,
they're owned by the
that's the
cable
situation.
companies or whoever. So Edison makes the calls. Sometimes it takes those people months to get out there to do it.
I think that pole was put up right away, but
The pole is, but everything that's hanging on the old one,
they have to get out and,
yep, but whoever owns it has to come out and take it off of there.
Okay.
Well, thank you very
That
much.
it? All right. Our next regular meeting is scheduled for Tuesday. Oh, this is a mistake. It'll be Tuesday, October 8th at 7 o'clock p.m. Is there any need?
October 8th?
Yes. Is there any need for an executive session?
Nope.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Oh,
So
Second?
moved.
second.
Okay. Abraham?
Yes.
Eurig?
Yes.
Lynch is yes, so we're adjourned at 7:30.